What's happening, y'all? This is OBB, the Diecast News Guy, and bringing you all with another next-gen Diecast review provided by my good friends at Circle B Diecast. So you guys know what time it is. Make sure to use that promo code OBBYT to get $5 off of shipping on your next purchase. And you guys know the rules. Should be $30 or more in order for that stuff to kick in. But today, it's going to be on a Diecast, and I'm actually doing a nice little initial reaction after watching the Martinsville playoff race for the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series season, and I think this is probably a great time to go ahead and pull this car out of my behind, but today it's going to be on this guy who has now locked himself into the championship for this first time in his career in the Cup Series. This is, this guy pulled a video game move of the race. Ross Chastain in his 2022 Advent Health Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 1LE for Trackhouse Racing. I cannot believe what Ross Chastain just did, guys. I mean, the thing that we all have done when we are playing our NASCAR video games, and it finally came to reality. I am just so my head feels like a damn melon right now just to describe just what we all just witnessed. Absolutely insane, guys. But heck, this could be one hell of a review, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and just shut my mouth and let's unbox this bad boy and let's wrap around our thoughts on this diecast of the Ross Chastain 2022 Advent Health Killer. And alrighty, guys, we got this diecast salvage box, and man, let me tell you what. Wow, like I said, I usually have been pretty prepared with these diecast reviews. I always find the right ones to come out after a race is usually done, but wow. I know I was going to wait this long to finally do a review on this. I mean, I know I took a good week hiatus, but just like, had a lot of problems going on in life, so, had to take a little break from, sides shit like that, so hope you guys understand about that. But what a great way to come back and witness an absolutely pretty cool, crazy Martinsville race, guys. I mean, a lot better than what the crap that we had at April. But yeah, this guy right here, Ross Chastain, somehow, some way, is now a championship 4 contender, along with Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, and Christopher Bell, who actually just got yet another win in that DeWalt scheme. Make sure to check out the diecast video on that because I do have that as well. But the Advent Healthcare car, guys, this is the first one that we got for Trackhouse, and I must say, guys, for Ross Chastain, and I'm aware that I believe his Coda win is already out in the diecast chassis form, and probably a few other Trackhouse cars, like Daniel Schwartz, Comscope, and the Freeway cars, so stay tuned for those. I'm going to get the ARC version of those, because $15 for a metal chassis diecast, sorry, that's a no bueno for me. But this car is definitely a good bueno, even though that's kind of redundant, because that means good in Spanish, so, but it is a damn good car, guys, I will say. Just, my God, guys, and I think this is probably the best next-gen card that incorporates the number, because if you guys look, this number is still kind of relatively where it was. It kind of looks like it just moved over like a little bit of an inch. It's like, oh, okay, close enough. And somehow Trackhouse got away with that. I mean, maybe that's going to change probably for some of the other paint schemes that we're going to have different on. But holy mother of God, guys, Ross Chastain. This guy has been quite the hottest driver to talk about in NASCAR, especially for this weekend. I know he will, leading into, the final weekend of the NASCAR series for 2022. Ross Chastain, he's definitely been a driver that I guess you could say has really stepped up in the competition, guys. I mean, he has gotten to a lot of people, including Denny Hamlin. Yeah, which is kind of ironic because I'm about to review a Denny Hamlin car after this review, so that's kind of a, that's just how my my slick personality and humor is. So, yeah, it's pretty appropriate though. But yeah, Ross Chastain, guys, I mean, he's already has 2 wins this season, which he surprised us with, well, not really surprising, but Ross Chastain has had a pretty good season so far, guys, in his debut year with Trackhouse, with the second entry of Trackhouse Racing, and he has been off to a great start, guys. Both him and Daniel Schwartz have made it into the playoffs, but at the end, guys, Ross Chastain was able to pull off a video game move of the year, or probably one we'll be talking about for decades. I'm surprised it was even legal, to be honest with you guys. I mean, heck, just ask Carl Everett in 2008 at Kansas. Hey, he was trying to do that, but, physics, man. It's just insane, dude. Like, okay, Ross Chastain, there he is, sitting 10th, all right, and Hamlin's like 5th or 6th, so Hamlin already had a good cushion. So Chastain just, doing what Chastain usually does. He's like, all right, I'm going to just think aggressive. I mean, Chastain's a nice guy, but he does like to play his aggressive routes, and he just pulled off just... It is so unreal that this happens. Like, when you see it in person, you're like, oh, wow, they really fast forward that. No, that was Chastain going full speed, sending it into that bitch in the final turns at Martinsville. And he picked up, like half of the spots compared to his 10th place finish, which was 10th. Now it's 5th. And he literally squeezed right in the back of freaking Keselowski to get in front of Denny Hamlin just by that much. That was insane, guys. I couldn't believe it. As you can tell by this video, I'm still kind of like just shell shocked from just just experiencing that, guys. But well, what a interesting race, guys. I mean, congrats to Christopher Bell. That was a really cool win that he was able to get. I really wanted him to get in the championship four. I mean, me being a Blaney fan, of course, I I don't think he deserved to be in the final four after the round of 8 he's been doing. Oh, guys, it's been awful for Blaney. But get back to the diecast, guys. We're here to talk about Ross Chastain and this beautiful Advent Healthcare car. It kind of reminds me of James Murray's Advent Healthcare car that he drove, I think, like a year or two ago, mixed in with a little bit of the colors from Kyle Larson's 2019 All-Star or 2020 All-Star win. It's one of those years, I know that. But this one right here is really refreshing. You know, one thing I love about the Advent Healthcare cars is that, especially with the Ross Chastain car, as you guys know, he is notorious for, mashing those watermelons, the watermelon man. So they always incorporate, a melon into any of his paint teams, especially his primaries. And I'm glad Advent Health still does that. It's definitely going to be a great comparison to showcase with the 2020 car, which we will begin to in a second. But I just like the different colors you got on this, guys. Very bright and beautiful. Definitely, I mean, Advent Healthcare has something to do, I'm sure, with healthcare. Am I right? So it's like a health clinic or something like that. But they're a big sponsor of Trackhouse, and I think one of the seating sections, I think, for Daytona, they have like their own little section for Advent Health. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, guys, I mean, they've been a big partner for those guys for, a good amount of years. And let me tell you what, it's pretty cool that we've got, like, for the 3rd year in a row, an Advent Healthcare car produced for one for Spire, and then one for Chip Ganassi, and now we got one for Trackhouse. So pretty cool. But what's really cool is that they actually, I think the reason why this car waited so long to get out to be released, not because of the delays, but I think also these sponsors, because I don't think these sponsors were here in the actual render, like Worldwide Express and Jockey, because those eventually came on later in the season. And you see the beautiful Advent Healthcare car colors. Just very familiar colors, and I do like how there's like a gradient as well. You got like this nice baby blue, and then transitions to this like very healthcare. I don't know, kind of looks like like a very faded Sherry Strong car if you think about it, guys, coming from the back, especially with that yellow and the white. But really cool interpretation of the colors, guys. So it's definitely I guess you could say it's a pretty vibrant car. And Chastain's already driven this car. I mean, it's considered one of his primary cars because he's driven this car most recently at the Kansas race, which he got a top 10 finish out of. But now let's get on to side-by-side comparison of the Advent Healthcare. The Advent. Look at me. How many times am I gonna say healthcare before I fuck up? Heck, Oh lordy. As you can see, I'm still just just blabbergasted from the crazy race that happened at Martinsville. But here's the 2020 side-by-side comparison for y'all. As you can see right there, there's a lot more melons going on here. But heck, I'm already acting like a damn melon in this review. But I think the colors look a lot better on the 2022 car compared to this. So this one looks pretty generic and pretty there's not much shadowing or any gradients going on here, but here there's a lot more depth to it, and it really does stand out, guys. Like the different types of shadows effects and different gradients we got. I think they did a great job with that. But yeah, it looks pretty darn nice. And good luck trying to find this 2020 variant along with this and the Melon Man card. They have been practically pretty rare to find. And you also going to be looking at the guy who just recently announced his retirement for NASCAR for full-time racing, Kurt Busch. Really sad to see what happened, but here is the Advent Healthcare car. Mostly kind of like inverted colors if you think about it. I mean, the green is still vibrant. I didn't actually mind this paint scheme. You see the green is a lot more vibrant. And you see we got a little more blacker, dark black, wow, holy Christ, what is English today, Brian? I'm getting so confused from all the black lines in this paint scheme, but but you see what I mean right there. I mean, you got 2 pairs of eyes. You could probably already see what the differences are, but definitely love the Trackhouse one a lot more than that cheap-looking Ganassi one. I mean, oh, man. I still hated that switch when they moved from 2014 and onwards because Teresa Earnhardt just said, hey, sayonara, I'm going to be a total bitch. But yeah, guys, holy shit. This is definitely a paint scheme I would highly recommend picking up. Like I said, Circle B Diecast with the promo code OBYT. But I also did pick this up for Racing USA if you guys saw my latest haul video. But yeah, with that in mind, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this pretty exciting and very clusterfuck of a diecast review for Ross Chastain's 2022 Advent Healthcare car, Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 10E for Trackhouse Racing. Come on, subscribe. This has been OBB. And yeah, let's just say, proceed with caution when you do any more diecast reviews after a race, because this was a fun one, y'all.